Hi, today we're going to create a simple banner. This banner is the one that we're going to use with the In the World of Music site alongside the logo that we created earlier. We've set up the basic site container by creating a new site, but we need a banner before we can now put it all together. So we're going to be using Photoshop to create this simple banner. First thing you need to do is, of course, open up Photoshop. This is a logo that I created earlier. We're now looking to create a banner. So we need to open a new file and new canvas. This is going to be WOM banner. This is World of Music banner, but obviously in the name you would put your own name, and you need to also ensure that the width is in pixels, the height is in pixels. The width of this banner is going to be 765. The height of this banner is going to be 75. It's a very small banner. No, actually the height should actually be, let's make it 150 because it's the same height as the logo so that it fits snugly. Everything else you can leave as it is and click OK. So that's the canvas for our banner. Now, what we want to do is we want to put an image as the background for this banner. So we're going to download an image quickly, or I might have one. Let me just check. I might have one in my downloads already. So let me see, is there one that I can use? Downloads, an image I had before. Let's have a look. No, so I'm going to quickly download. Now, when you are creating a banner, just to remind you about copyright issues, you cannot just use any image you find on the internet unless they've clearly stated that it can be used free of charge, it can be used without stating the source, and that it is it is copyright free. So if you're looking for free images, just a hint, there are sites that give you free images. One such site is Unsplash. So www.unsplash.com. It's a very useful site, beautiful images that you can use to create banners and other things. So this is a site, and it allows you to search for images relevant to what you're doing. So I'm going to put here music because this is about music, and then it pulls out any images it has in relation to music. Now, again, one of the things that you have to think about when you're creating a banner is about the layout. Be careful with the image you decide to choose, because you're going to be trying to put letters and words on it. So the image has to be able to be sharp enough, but also be able to be clear enough to be able to balance whatever words you're going to put on top of it. And you should also remember your house style. Mine is black and red, so whatever you do has to sort of be able to balance with that. So I'm trying looking for an image that would be appropriate for what I'm doing. Don't want it to be too busy, but then I want it to be eye-catching as well. So I'm looking for an image. Just look for an image. I think that one looks good. Let's try that one. No, I'm looking and looking and looking. Hold on, let me just look for another one. You don't want it too dark, you don't want it too light, you want it something. That looks good. I like that one. Let's say this one. Let's download this one. Now here on this one, it tells you crediting isn't required, but you can link back to it by copying that link and putting it with the image, which I will do at a later date. Okay, so this is the image I want. I think this is the one I'm going to choose. Close that. I'm going to download this image. Bam. Download it goes. Yep. And that's how you say thanks. So copy that for later use. Okay, so I've now got an image. Now open that image. So go back into Photoshop. Make sure you're in Photoshop. Click File, Open. Go to where you download. Don't be like me forgetting what you downloaded. It's an image which I've forgotten the name of. So let me quickly dash back into Safari and just check the name of it. What was it? Roman Kraft. Okay. So minimize that back. Come back into here, and what I'm looking for is there. So I'm looking for the image. Let me repeat that. So you're going to open the image. Make sure you're in Photoshop. File, Open. Go to Downloads where you downloaded the image. You could just drag it onto it as well, but just in case, go File, Open, and then select the image and open. So that's the image. That's the image, and this is the image part of this image anyway, that I'm going to use on my banner. So what we're going to do now is, once you've got the image there, on Mac, you're going to click Command A, so that it's got that dizzy line going all the way around here. You see that dizzy line? Yep. On Windows, it will be Control A, but on Mac, it's Command A, and then Command C to copy it. On Windows, it will be Control C. Then click back on the banner canvas, and whilst you're there, just press Command V. Now that should stick the image there. You can see just a hint of the color, but remember the image is massive. So in order to be able to bring that image down into that space, you need to click Edit and go down to Free Transform. That's there. Click Free Transform, and what you'll see is a line will come round. Now that's how big the image is. In order to see it clearly, you may have to press Command minus until you can see the whole of the image. See how big it is? That's how big the image is. So that's the whole of the image that we need to bring down into there. So I'm not going to use the entire image, but I will reduce it so that it fits better. So by pressing Edit and Free Transform, press down on the Shift key, keep your finger on the Shift key, and move the cursor to one edge so that it's showing this two-sided pointed arrow. And then click down on your mouse and drag in until you've got, until you begin to see something worthwhile. Again, this image is so small I can't see the details, so press Command ++ or Control ++, depending on which platform you are on. Yeah, I like the look of that. I can move it, and you can still move it around. So the arrow means that I can move it around to get the part of the image that's more relevant to what I want. Now, in some cases, you may want to change the size again because you want a particular aspect of that image. So you can also stretch it out. So I'm trying to get a particular aspect of the image, bearing in mind that the logo will be on one side. I might like it like that or something. So I may end up having to just play around with it a bit, but the Free Transform tool allows me, let's see, can I do something with that? Just try and play around with it so that it sits well and sits where you want it to sit. It may take a few minutes, just keep trying till you've gotten what you want. Now, I don't want that there because it's causing me problems, so I'm just going to continue to play around with it a bit till I've got it. I would rather that part be there. That's more like what I want. So now that I've got it looking the way I want, I go up to here and click. So that's the first part of my banner. So the next part is to put some text on there. So you notice here, I can double click that and name that the image background. So that's the image background. So that's there. Now, so that won't move, I won't lock it because then you can't make any changes to it. But what I will do is lock the position so it doesn't move. So that's exactly where I want that. The next thing is I'm going to add a new layer for the text. I'm going to add a new layer for the text. So click New Layer. As you can see, a new layer comes here, and this is going to contain text, banner text. That's what I'm putting there. So I need to go across and select the text tool, which is here. And I'm going to try and use the same font that I used before, which was Disco Fino. It might not work, but let's try and see how it looks. So I'm going to type in World of Music. Music. Can't see anything at the moment, perhaps because it's, so let's try and move it onto the canvas to know what it looks like. So that's what it's looking like. It's not too bad. It's red, remember? So that red, it doesn't quite work, but we're going to use it anyway. We're going to make it slightly smaller. So in order to transform it, just either highlight it and change the font size. So I can change that down to about 24. It's a bit small. It's more effective 30. Let's see, let's shift it direction. Let's try and put it here. And that's the thing about the image. You've got to be careful that the image doesn't mess up is visible. It will allow the text to be visible. So that's looking better. You can play around with the text. You can play around with it. So you might want to make it slightly sharper. Oh, don't forget to click here, otherwise you'll not be able to do anything else with it. Now you can play around with the text. You've got effects. You can have it crisp. It's not going to do that much difference to this particular one, but it might have an effect that makes it better. I'm going to try the crisp look. And let's have a look what that looks like. Click out, click away from it. Okay, we're getting there. I want it slightly smaller. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click at the end. I'm going to go to Edit. I'm going to use the free transform tool, which is much more flexible. Don't forget to press down on the Shift key, and it just allows me to modify it in a kind of better manner. I'm going to move it down slightly using the arrow keys. Looks about right. Now there is something that allows you to snap to guidelines, which is on, fine. Then it should be sitting pretty now. That looks okay. Remember, I'm just creating a quick banner. So that's okay. So I'm going to click OK there. That looks fine. I think that's cool. Do I want to do any adjustments? Now you can add other things. I'm keeping this one very simple. No great hoo-ha. It's just a simple world of music. The color, comme ci, comme ça. We could make it black. Not keen on that, but let's just try. Don't forget the color you have. I'll copy this so that I can repeat it. But let's try a black and see if it's any better, if it's stronger. Now, yeah, let's see. It works, but I think I prefer the red. So I'm going to go back in and put the red. Now, don't spend too long on it. You can spend forever on this. So don't forget, I copied it before, so I'll paste back the code. I think it was CDD. I did copy it. Whatever. Click it, and you're done. Don't forget to click the tick. That's my banner. Simple word banner, no great shakes. I'm going to save it. File, save as, word banner, PSD. Yep. I'm going to leave the layers. Yep. Embed profile, save. Leave maximize compatibility, very important. Click OK. Remember what I said, when you create an image in Photoshop, in order to use it in any other application, you're going to have to export it. So go to File, Export, and Export As. And what you need to do is export, wait for all this to come. You want to select JPEG, make sure it's the right size, which it is, and then export all. So could not export the clipboard because it's too big. Okay, no problem. We just want to export the JPEG and make sure it's in the right place. We want it in images where all the other images are, and just export. So if you go into your folders in the images, you should actually see it, I hope. Images, it's in sites, it's probably in here actually. There you go, you've got your banner and you've got your JPEG. Now what I need to do, and that's how you create a very simple banner. So please go and create your own simple banner, and then we can move on to the next stage. Okay, bye.